Thank you for everyone that's subscribed and has supported this journey. I'm going to do a little bit of the behind the scenes with what's going on with this panel. When I left off last, it was having a varnish medium applied. A few steps have happened since then, and today we get to actually put paint on it. So the first thing is the back of the board is primed, and there's 2 coats of a white gesso on the back. The next thing that happened is once I flipped it over, I hand sanded. I'm looking for a rough spot. I'm looking for any fragments of wood that might catch paint. It comes near perfect from Ampersand. I just take a little bit of extra initiative in the front end to make sure that it's as smooth as I can get it. The next thing that happened was a few days of applying black gesso, which is a primer. My favorite one that's on the market is a brand, the name of the brand is Golden. Check out their black gesso if you're looking to do black artwork. Even if it's not on panels, it works great on canvas. That's what I used on canvas before I moved to only using panels, birch panels or basswood panels. And then after that, I had to give it a full day of just making sure it was completely dry, and I hand sanded 2 more times. When I go to do my last round of hand sanding, I'm not using a pad with like a handle. I'm using just my hand holding sandpaper because I'm feeling for ridges that are underneath from maybe the gesso being applied a little too thick in one area. When I go to do the gesso, I use a foam brush, and you have to work fast, it dries fast. So I'm applying a lot of pressure on the front end, like so much pressure that it looks like abuse. Yeah, I said it. But the reason I'm doing that is because it's making the gesso go on as smooth as possible, which is helping me save time during sanding. It's not as much work to sand, and it's really giving me the smoothest board that I can complete. Today, I am applying 2 coats of Liquitex Mars Black heavy body paint. That's an acrylic paint. Let me get the bottle because I think that okay, you don't have to buy it this big. They come in smaller tubes, but because I do so much black and white work, I just save the money and buy a bigger size. For a long time, I kind of went around picking out black paints. I've landed on this one. My one thing that I wish they did, I wish it came in a bigger size, like in a squeeze pouch. There's another brand that does that I appreciated because I'm not having to scoop. Right now, I just scoop it out with a palette knife and then put it in a ceramic bowl. I don't like to throw things away, so all of my things that I paint on are ceramic. That way I can clean them, cleanse them, and then, use it again. I know there's like palettes and stuff that I can buy, but honestly, I don't need it. This is the black paint that I like. When I'm preparing the board, I thin it out just a little bit with water and do the same application that I would have done with the gesso as far as pressure is applied. And I'm going with the wood grain. That's super important because it catches on the wood less whenever you do that. So the next step is going to be 2 coats of the Liquitex paint. There is a significant amount of drying time in between. This is where you have to use your time thoughtfully. This is where I use my time thoughtfully. I don't sit down and watch TV. Sometimes I do housework, or I'll do like work on my website, or if I'm working for my actual job, I'll do some work in between. But when I'm preparing boards, I prepare a few boards all at the same time since it's the same process, and I will hop on a smaller piece, which is what I did with this grizzly skull. I wanted to use my time wisely in between. I mean, there's no point to stopping a project. So I use my time wisely, and I get a piece done. If I'm working on a very large commission piece, I'll get a piece done for the art gallery or for online sales in between of just something that I wanted to paint, because my creative spirit still has to be fed. That's a beautiful thing about these commission pieces It's very much my client's perspective and vision with my twist. And it's a really beautiful dance that we do that's based off of trust and communication. And I feel like that's the way to start a good relationship, because they're going to come back for more artwork if you're doing the honest work and if you're being very communicative. When we sit down for drafting, I draft everything in Procreate and I have my clients approve it before I sketch. It makes sure that our vision is the same, but also it gives them this, like, for me, if it was me on my end, it would give me relief knowing what my artist is about to paint. And they've, like, for example, these two clients I've worked with, they've been great. They've pivoted with me. They've allowed me to do enough of my vision. Like the eagle, I wanted to add that to that panel. When we first discussed the panel, that wasn't in the draft and it needed it. So they trusted me with it. I picked out something that I feel like is very much them. They're kind of like, if I could describe these two, they're like modern Vikings. It's incredible. They're super thoughtful and lovely, but they have this like appreciation for grit. So I wanted to give them enough of that in each piece that we contracted. So today it's 2 coats of black paint. There won't be any more sanding after that. After that, I get to sketch out the draft that I sent them through Procreate on this panel, and you'll get to see white paint go on there. So it's gonna be a good day. This is one of my favorite days because it's like a kid right before Christmas, like about to open that Christmas gift. I can't wait to get white paint on this. I can't wait to video that. I can't wait to time lapse it. But now that there's a few of you subscribed, please take the time to like, comment, share, and then reach out to me personally if you have any questions about how to get started with this black and white work. All right, thank you for tuning in.